Welcome to the Word from Home series. The title for today is Expect the Unexpected. Sounds strange, right? I mean, this very situation of COVID-19, no one ever expected what we are facing right now. Across the world, none of them expected this kind of a crisis. In our past experiences, I'm sure each one of us have gone through a couple of unexpected situations. I went through many, in fact. So the question is, while it is a reality that things will happen in our lives which we don't expect, is there a way to prepare or expect the unexpected? So that means to say, there are still some certainties if we keep at the back of our mind when we face some unexpected situation, like this situation right now, those certainties or truths will help. So I'm going to share 6 of them. I would encourage you to meditate Romans chapter 15, verses 22 to 29. So Paul was planning to reach to a certain place, but then his plans are hindered. So that is the context. So I'm not going to elaborate because I'm trying my best to keep this Word from Home series as crisp and short as possible. More so for you to further dwell upon. That's the reason I'm not doing it as a typical Bible study or a detailed message. So that was the whole idea. Just go through the lives of people in the Bible. All familiar lives, right from Abraham or even before that, Joseph and so on and so forth. All of them faced unexpected situations. So of the 6 truths or realities or certainties, the first one is, remember that our plans will get hindered at times. We could do the best of the planning and think of all the possibilities. I was in the corporate world for close to 26 plus years. In fact, I gave up my job last year. Most of you know. And pretty much every good organization has BCP, that is Business Continuity Plan, DR, that is disaster recovery, and so many other things. And those who are in the Six Sigma world know that they consider so many other parameters, but yet things tend to fail. Our plans will not progress the way we planned. I'm sure every organization is now going back to the drawing board because their plans have gone haywire. So I don't want to elaborate further, so I just want to say that that's exactly what happened to Paul as well. In verse 22, I'm not reading it out for you. Romans 15 verse 22 says that plans will be hindered. And the second one is, well, Paul was on this missionary journey and he was going about taking gospel. So the place of ministry changes when unexpected things happen. Not only our plans get hindered, the place of ministry changes. And I'm sure everybody agrees to this as well. Just keeping in context of this very ministry that I'm doing and everybody, we've never ever thought that our homes are going to become the places of ministry. Right now, not just evangelists like me or preachers like me or pastors like me or so on and so forth. Pretty much everybody is trying to do something, being very much in their homes. People are donating online. People are trying to encourage people through WhatsApp messages and so on and so forth. So we never ever thought. So that is the second one. That is in verse 23 of Romans 15. And the next one is, our personal preferences will take a back seat. I'm sure all of you have experienced this as well. We had our personal preferences, or at least I had a lot of personal preferences. To be very open and frank, I always preferred less traffic when I went out. I mean, how is it possible? And I always assumed if I go in certain, times, the traffic should typically be not as congested. And when I hit into traffic in afternoon, I'm like sitting in the car and saying, what is this? So that was my personal, of the many personal preferences I had. Gone to a restaurant, I have my preference. While now, whatever is available, I've learned to eat without complaining. So that is the third one, and that is verse 24. And then verses 25 to 26 actually is about our priorities. While they definitely would have changed, I'm sure it did change for me, and I'm sure it's changed for you also. The poor should be included, especially when we are hit with some unexpected situation. More so, this one, which is across the world. And everybody, I'm sure, is thinking of the poor, the daily laborers, the ones that were having small-time businesses, so on and so forth. And if there is any possibility to help, people are helping. There is no doubt. If not anything, prayers are going out for the poor. And Proverbs chapter 17 verse 5 says, "He who mocks the poor shows contempt for their maker. Whoever gloats over disaster will not go unpunished." That's a very strong statement. We can't afford to mock. People are just struggling. So that is the fourth one. The fifth one, in verse 28, Romans chapter 15, is in situations like this, or even otherwise, and more so in situations like this, we need to guard our personal integrity. It is important. There are temptations to let down the guard. Integrity is everything, friends, brothers, sisters. Our yes should be yes and our no should be no. And the last one, which is beautiful, which is most important, God's purposes will always prevail. Amen. God's purposes will always prevail. I started with our plans will be hindered, but we are ending with His purposes will prevail. These are the 6 certainties or truths that you need to remember. So that is how you expect the unexpected. And I just want to share one verse. This is Proverbs 19:21. Many are the plans in a man's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. Many are the plans in man's hearts. I'm sure each one of us had numerous plans. I'm not telling those plans were not right, they were not good, they were selfish. No, I'm not judging or generalizing. Even those good plans, the plans that were perfect according to the will of God, have not been implemented right now. But let us remember, her purposes will prevail. Let me tell you about the will of God. The will of God is not a destination, it's a journey. It is a journey, step by step. As you walk in the light of what you know, He will continue to reveal, and we move on. So expect the unexpected and get on this journey. God bless you.